On page 346 is the slope formula. It looks kind of scary. It says y1 minus y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, where x2 is not equal to x1. You can't pick the same point, is what that means. You can't pick the same point. Okay? What that means is I'm figuring out to go from y1 to y2, the difference means I have to take this and subtract this. Subtraction is not commutative, which is why we kind of avoid it. It just means you take the farthest point to the right and subtract that to the left. You're just finding the difference. I'm going from here to here, which means I take y2 and I subtract y1 to find the difference. You will see this in next year's math book, and you will probably see similar things to this in your geometry and in a couple of science textbooks. So while it looks scary, it doesn't have to be. That's what it means. We're talking about the distance from here to here and the distance from here to here. Is this slope going to be positive or negative? If my line's going down, is my slope going to be positive or negative? Negative. So I actually don't do the math that way. I just know it has to be negative, and then I do the math afterwards. Anything that's going down your pencil has to be negative. And so if they only give you coordinate points, to be honest, what I typically do is I make a sketch. So I can go, it's going from -4 up to +2. Oh, wait. What's -4 to +2? How many spaces is that? There's 4 and 2 more, which is a total of 6. Look at the math. It's 2 take away -4, which means you have to add the opposite. So the reason I avoid this is because you and I both know we don't like this. We're not very good at it. When I see it on the grid, I can see it's 4 and 2 more. I typically will draw a sketch on my paper so that I can avoid doing that. You just have to find the distance. How do I go from -1 to +2? How do I go from -1 to +2? It's how many spaces? 2 take away -1. It's actually 3 spaces because it's 1 and 2 more. We're going to do some examples, then reduce to lowest terms. These ones where they go between different quadrants are going to mess you up. Those are the ones that 8th graders get wrong. When everything's in quadrant 1, it's so easy. Okay? Like today's warm-up, those ones weren't so bad. When they cross quadrants and there's negative numbers is when we get messed up, because it's still chapter 2 of 7th grade. And we don't like those positive and negative rules, even though I said you have to remember them forever. This is when I wasn't kidding. We're going to start this assignment together. Are you ready? And then you're going to do some on your own. Let's do 3. We are going to start on page 347. We're going to do 3 through 13, the odds. Oh, you can't see it. There, 3 through 13, the odds. 20, 26, 32, and 33. That's your assignment today. We're going to do the first 2 together, and then I'll sit up front with anybody who still needs some help. 3 says find the slope. Is this going to be a positive slope or a negative slope? Positive or negative? Because why? Good. If it's going up on my pencil, it's positive. How many does it change in the y direction? 1, 2, 3, 4. And so the slope equals the change in y over change in x. You are required to write this today. Change in y over change in x. It's going up 4. How much is it going over? 1, 2, 3. Huh? Oh, we're doing the wrong one. Curses. Oh, now I can see how it goes. See, I was trying to help you out. Not really. I totally did the wrong one. 3. Is 3 positive or negative? 3 is positive or negative? Negative. Negative because it's going down. Yeah. It goes down how many spaces from here to here? How many? How many spaces? It's not a trick question. 1. Thanks, Dylan. So it's down 1 space, -1. It's going over how many spaces? 1, 2,
3.
Thank you. Whew. Is this in lowest terms?
No. Yes.
That's the answer. Done. That's the answer.
This is going to be simple.
I hope so.